Hey guys, I know it's taken me a long time to make a video. I have been adjusting to being a new mom, and just certain things have gone on that have prevented me to make a video. So, I am feeding her right now, so if you hear her fussing, that's why. But Aaliyah is 4 weeks today. Technically, on the 16th, she'll be a month, but um, and we are definitely getting into the groove of things. I am breastfeeding, and that is going very well. Um, I haven't weighed myself since my last doctor's appointment, which I was 39 weeks pregnant. The last time I saw a doctor and they weighed me. So yeah, so this is gonna be, I guess, my labor and delivery story of what I can remember. I don't have any notes, sadly. I just needed to make this video to update you guys, so I'll be going off the top of my head. So Wednesday, January 16th, I woke up around like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, I think it was, to get something to eat. And I went back to sleep. And then around like 3:50, 4 a.m., I rolled over to put my arm around Richard. And I felt some liquid come out, and I was just like, I don't think that's, other female secretions or anything. I definitely knew it was my water. And I woke right up. I said, Richard, my water just broke. I said, yes, my water just broke. I think my water just broke. He woke right up with a smile on his face. He was like, really? And I'm like freaking out. I'm like, yes, my water just broke. And so he turns on the light, and we look on the bed covers, and there was just like liquid coming out everywhere. And so he springs up and gets into the shower, and I'm just like freaking out. I'm just like, oh my god, my water broke. 1,000 things are running through my mind about, giving birth. I was actually going to meet my daughter. What was going to be like. I was just really scared. So we woke my mother-in-law up, and she started like crying. She was like, "Are you sure it was your water?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm sure. I'm leaking right now." And so she called her mom, our next door neighbor, Richard's grandma, and she was like, "What do I do?" And that's when I started getting contractions, and they didn't hurt. I could talk right through them. I can sit down and just breathe. So she called Sherry, Richard's grandma, and just asked what I should do. And I called the nurse's hotline, and I asked if I should go in right away. Because ironically, I had an appointment that day to my midwife. And I was wondering if I should wait till 1 o'clock to see her, or just go to the hospital because my water broke. So, in the midst of all that, everyone's waking up, getting excited, and I start rushing to pack pack last minute things in my hospital bag. I put a pad on, TMI, but I put a pad on because, I didn't like that leaking feeling, and I thought it was gross. I changed my clothes into something easy to get off, and I had one hand painted. I was in the process of painting my nails, and I just got tired of it. And I said, I'll just paint the other one tomorrow. And, I was like, oh my god, I can't give birth with, one hand painted, And so, in the process of that, I started painting the other hand. And, my mother-in-law was like, you don't have time for all that, you need to go to the hospital. And so, I switch and I take off the nail polish. And so, we get everything ready. I'm still leaking. My water broke, but it didn't completely break. It was just leaking really bad. And so, when I got to the hospital, labor and delivery, they made me do all this paperwork. They didn't believe that my water actually broke, and so I stood up on the chair and I said, your chair is wet. That kind of irritated me. And I was like, well, I know I'm young and I know what a water is, like when it breaks. So, the nurse was just being rude. She was like, this girl thinks her water broke, And I looked at my boyfriend. I was like, no, my water broke. Um, so they made me go to the bathroom, and I'm still leaking everywhere. And they made me change to the nightgown and everything. They hooked me up to the monitor, and they get my IV ready and everything. And they were automatically to start on Pitocin. And, I thought that was really soon because, I just came in with my water broke. I didn't get checked or anything. So, yeah, they started to get my IV ready. And, so that was, I don't know, it kind of confused me because I thought Pitocin should be like a last resort. So, that was around 5 o'clock when we got to the hospital. And then around 5:30, I met my midwife, and we just got to talking about, they had asked me a bazillion questions, stuff like that. And then they checked me, and I was about 1.5 centimeters, barely. And they told me that my water broke when, my body wasn't really ready for labor yet. So they were, going to start on Pitocin, a low dose, and I was fine with that because I thought I was doing pretty good with my contractions. Oh no. Fast forward to about 11 o'clock, I was in utter hell. I was crying, screaming, I wasn't progressing at all. They had to put this monitor up in there by the baby's head to monitor my contractions, and that hurt so bad because I can feel her just shoving it up in there, and I wasn't really dilated, so I was really tight down there and everything, so it really, really hurt. And that's when my day just turned down. I was in so much pain. I had so many people in my room telling me to breathe, and when a woman is in labor, well, with me, if I ever have a baby again, I don't want anyone talking to me. I don't want anyone around me. I want to be breathing and just thinking. I was doing pretty good until about 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, 2 or 3 o'clock, my contractions were just unbearable. I was screaming for an epidural. I wanted, they gave me some pain medication. That was helping at first, but then after a while, after they kept upping the doses of Pitocin, I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it. I wanted to go all natural. I wanted to be pain med free, but those contractions were something else, I don't know how, women go all natural, it was so painful. So after that, I think it was around 6 o'clock when I got an epidural, and I was only 3 centimeters, and my nurses wanted me to get the epidural because I didn't want to get checked. After I got checked like twice, I couldn't handle it, I was in so much pain. I couldn't breathe through them. I was a lunatic with my contractions. I was screaming, cussing at everybody, telling them to get the F out of my face. And on top of that, I had back labor, really, really, really bad. And I expected that with my back pain during my pregnancy. It was terrible. It was so, it was terrible. And so about 6 o'clock, I got my epidural, which was pure heaven. And then things were going easy. I was progressing a lot faster. And then I got checked around 7 o'clock and by a different doctor. And she said that they can feel something squishy up in there. And my water hadn't fully broken. So they broke it. And after that, things kind of went downhill. They started noticing that the baby Aaliyah wasn't coming down far enough in the birth canal. and something was stopping her, and it was my bag of water. So they popped that, and then they noticed that her heart rate was dropping dramatically. So they wanted to monitor me for a while. She wasn't improving, neither was I. I think the furthest I got to was a 6. I got to a 6, and then her heart rate was just plummeting. I think when I looked up at her heart rate, it was at 70. And so they were monitoring that for a couple hours, and it wasn't getting any better. So about 8:50, I had like 6 nurses come in, and one of them tells me, I had to get ready for a C-section because my daughter was in distress and she wasn't getting enough oxygen to her, and that really scared me. So I said, okay, let me call my mom, and so when I'd get my phone out to call my mom, then, her heart rate went down to like 40. And the nurse was like, you don't have time for that. She like took my phone out of my hand and gave it to Richard and was like, you call her and we need to get you ready like now. And so, here I am numb, and, I basically like slide over to the bed that I'm going to be on to transport me. And, I slide over there, and she's like, shaving me, getting me ready, and I had nurses everywhere. Call this person, call that person. We need to set up for a semi-emergency C-section. And I look over, Richard's crying, and my mother-in-law is crying, and I start crying, and the doctor who's going to do my C-section comes in and talks to me and tells me what he's going to do and everything, and I was just like, I was relieved that I was getting her out, but I was disappointed that I couldn't have her vaginally. So, Richard was just staring at me, and, I could tell he just wanted to hug me. And so, I wanted him to be there right with me going into the room, and then I started getting the shakes. And I think that was from the epidural, or I heard that was normal to get the shakes and the shivers, and it was so uncomfortable. So, I get to the C-section room. The C-section went really good. I didn't feel any pain, any pressure, or anything. I didn't even know they pulled her out until I asked. I said, is she out? And they're like, yeah, she's out. That was at 9:08 when she was born. It was a weird experience. I wish I had a videotaped, but it was really weird. It was like I felt out of body, and she was so cute. She was so big and chubby. She was so chubby, but she was only 7 pounds and 3 ounces. So that was interesting. And then after that, everything was just smooth. We did skin to skin for over an hour, and she latched on right away, which was really, really nice. Because if I didn't have her vaginally, if I couldn't breastfeed, I'd just be so devastated. But everything went well. So that is basically my labor and delivery. I was in the hospital for 3 days. Richard was a big help because I was in so much pain. I'm recovering well. I will do a postpartum video probably in the next couple of days, maybe after this one, I don't know. And I will show you guys Aaliyah after she's done eating. But yeah, so that's my labor and delivery. I can't wait to look back on this and to relive my labor and delivery experience. But yeah. So stay tuned to meet my baby and for future postpartum updates. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.